All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. And today we're looking at the new Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. They just had their big reveal event in Madrid, and yeah, we're gonna dig into what we saw there, what executives had to say about the car, and what's interesting about this new car.
Yeah, from the get-go, it's pretty clear that Mitsubishi is trying to make a statement with this new Outlander PHEV. It's not just about the car itself, it's about their whole brand. They kept repeating that this is like their brand message, the ultimate expression of Mitsubishi DNA.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's kind of like it's more than just here's our new car, go buy it. It's like they're trying to say this is who we are, this is what we stand for. So what exactly are they trying to communicate with this car?
Well, they talk a lot about their heritage, their vision exceeding customer expectations. It's definitely ambitious. But to really get what they're saying, we need to go back in time a bit. You might be surprised to learn that Mitsubishi has been working on electric vehicles since 1970.
1970. Wow, that's even before like the first oil crisis. That's really impressive.
Yeah, exactly. They were real pioneers back then. And they bring up things like the IMI EV, their success in rally racing over 50 years of EV development. So this new Outlander PHEV isn't just some random car. It's built on decades of expertise.
So they're not just jumping on the EV bandwagon to make a quick buck. They have real credibility. Okay, but let's talk about the Outlander itself. They keep mentioning this Japanese concept, ifudu. What is that all about?
Ifudu basically means majestic and authentic. It's about being strong, timeless, genuine. The Mitsubishi says it's the guiding principle behind the design of this new Outlander PHEV.
So it's about more than just looking cool. It's about having a certain presence.
Right. They break down ifudu into 4 key areas: impressive presence, all-time comfort and safety, a top-class cabin, and new driving performance.
Okay, so they're thinking about the whole experience of owning and driving the car.
Exactly. And they highlight specific design elements that reflect this ifudu concept, like the B-stride stance, which gives the car a wide, athletic look. And then there's the dynamic shield grille, which is kind of a signature Mitsubishi element, bold and functional.
Yeah, I've noticed that grille on a lot of their newer models. It definitely stands out.
And inside the car, they're using high-quality materials and craftsmanship inspired by Japanese traditions.
So they're not just focused on tech. They're really paying attention to the details and the overall feel of the car.
Yeah, it seems like they're going for a more holistic approach to design. Every detail matters.
I like that. Okay, well, let's get into some of the tech now. Can you explain this PHEV system in simple terms for people like me who aren't engineers?
Sure. So imagine you're driving around town running purely on electric power. It's quiet. You're saving money on gas, and you're helping the environment. But then when you need more power, or you're going on a longer trip, the gasoline engine seamlessly kicks in. You get the best of both worlds without the range anxiety of a fully electric car.
So it's a really adaptable system. You can use it for your daily commute and then also for weekend adventures.
Exactly.
What about all-wheel drive? Is this Outlander just a city car, or can it handle some off-roading?
Mitsubishi has this advanced all-wheel drive system called Super All-Wheel Control, or SAWC. And get this, it's inspired by the movement of a cheetah.
A cheetah? Seriously?
Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but it makes sense when you think about it. Cheetahs are incredibly agile and can adapt to different terrains with amazing speed and precision. Mitsubishi studied how cheetahs move and incorporated those principles into the SAWC system. So the car can sense road conditions and distribute torque to each wheel independently, providing optimal grip and stability.
So even if you're driving on slippery roads or going off the beaten path, the system can help keep you safe and in control.
Exactly. It gives you that confidence to handle any situation.
That's really cool. But honestly, why would Mitsubishi even bother with a PHEV these days? Everyone's talking about going fully electric. Isn't a PHEV kind of old news?
That's a good question. And Mitsubishi addresses it head on. They acknowledge that the world is moving towards EVs. But they also believe that PHEVs are still a more practical solution for many people right now, especially given the limitations of charging infrastructure and the range anxiety that some people still have with EVs.
So it's about giving people options. Not everyone is ready to go fully electric yet.
Right, and Mitsubishi is even looking into the potential of e-fuels, which could make PHEVs even more sustainable in the future.
Interesting. E-fuels, that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the philosophy, the tech, even a cheetah analogy, but there's still so much more to explore.
Yeah, we've only scratched the surface. Next, we'll delve deeper into the Outlander's features, performance, and what early reviewers are saying.
Sounds good. Buckle up, everybody, because we're just getting started. All right, so we've talked a lot about Mitsubishi's vision for this new Outlander, but let's dig into some of the specifics. What are some of the standout features that they're really highlighting?
Well, they're definitely leaning hard into the design aspect of this car. This e-fu-do concept isn't just some marketing fluff. They've really woven it into every aspect of the car, inside and out.
Yeah.
They use phrases like imposing presence and top-class cabin. And they've got the visuals to back it up.
Yeah, the photos and videos from the reveal events look amazing. That dynamic shield grille is definitely a head-turner. But what about the interior? What's it like inside?
Well, remember how we talked about authenticity being a key part of e-fu-do?
Yeah.
They've really taken that to heart with the interior design. Premium materials, handcrafted details, a focus on comfort and space. They even partnered with Yamaha to develop a special sound system for the Outlander.
Yamaha, like the musical instrument company.
Yes, exactly. And I think that's a perfect example of how Mitsubishi is going beyond just the basic functionality of a car. They're thinking about the whole sensory experience, creating an environment where you can really enjoy the drive.
Okay, I'm starting to see what they're going for. So we've got stunning looks, a luxurious interior, and a kick-in sound system. What about the performance? Does it live up to the hype?
They've made some big improvements to the PHEV system. Improved electric range, more horsepower, smoother acceleration. It's like they took everything they've learned from their years of developing EVs and poured it into this car.
A lot of people have been disappointed with the range of some PHEVs in the past. Are they making any claims about how far you can go on electric power alone?
Yeah, they're saying there's a significant increase in electric-only range, enough to cover most daily commutes and errands. And remember, it's still a plug-in hybrid, so you can charge it at home overnight and start each day with a full battery.
So you could potentially drive around all week without using any gas.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about having that flexibility. You get the benefits of electric driving for your everyday needs, but then you also have the gasoline engine for longer trips. No range anxiety, no compromises.
Okay, but how smooth is the transition between electric and gas power? Is it noticeable or is it seamless?
From what I've heard, Mitsubishi is really focused on making that transition as smooth as possible. They're using some pretty sophisticated software to control the power flow, so you shouldn't feel any sudden jolts or hesitations.
That's good to hear. I'm not a fan of those jerky transitions. Okay, what about the driving experience itself? We talked about that Cheetah-inspired all-wheel drive system. Is it really as amazing as they make it sound?
This Super All-Wheel Control System, or SAWC, is more than just a marketing gimmick. It uses sensors to monitor road conditions and adjust the torque distribution to each wheel. This helps you maintain stability and control in all sorts of driving situations.
So it's good for safety, but it also makes the car more fun to drive.
Exactly. Gives you that feeling of confidence and control that driving enthusiasts love.
All right, I'm sold. It seems like Mitsubishi has really thought of everything with this Outlander PHEV.
Yeah, they're not just throwing around fancy marketing terms. They're actually delivering on their promises, from the design to the technology to the overall driving experience.
So to wrap up this part, what are the key takeaways so far?
I think it comes down to this. Mitsubishi is positioning this Outlander PHEV as more than just a car. It's a statement about their commitment to innovation sustainability and creating a really enjoyable driving experience.
All right, I'm hooked. Now I'm even more curious to see how this car actually performs in the real world. What are early reviewers saying? We'll be right back to dive into those details. Okay, so we've talked about all the bells and whistles, but what's it actually like to drive this thing?
Yeah, that's the real test, isn't it? Marketing can only tell you so much.
Exactly. So let's talk about the driving experience, starting with the PHEV system. Mitsubishi claims there's a big improvement in electric-only range. But what does that mean in real-world driving? How far can you actually go before the gas engine kicks in?
Well, the official EPA numbers aren't out yet, but early estimates suggest a pretty substantial increase compared to previous models. We're talking potentially enough range to cover most people's daily commutes and errands, all on electric power.
So you could basically go about your day, drop the kids off at school, run to the store, grab some lunch, and not use a drop of gas.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty impressive.
And for longer trips, the gas engine is there to provide extra power and range.
So you're the best of both worlds.
Right.
Okay, but what about the transition between electric and gas power? Is it smooth? Or is it one of those jerky, jarring experiences?
From what I've heard, Mitsubishi has really refined that transition. They're using advanced software and control systems to make it as seamless as possible.
That's good to know. I value a smooth ride. Okay, but let's not forget about the fun factor. This Outlander PHEV isn't just about practicality and efficiency.
Oh, definitely not. It's got some pep in its step.
So how does it handle?
With 225 kilowatts of combined output from the electric motors and the gas engine, this thing can definitely move. Plus that super all-wheel control system we talked about. It's not just about safety, it also enhances the driving dynamics.
So it's sporty.
I wouldn't say it's a sports car, but the SAWC system does make it more responsive and engaging to drive. You feel more connected to the road.
Interesting. It sounds like Mitsubishi has really thought of everything with this car.
Yeah, they've created a vehicle that's practical, efficient, and fun to drive.
And it all ties back to that ifu-do concept. It's about creating a holistic driving experience. Okay, so big question. Is this Outlander PHEV a game changer for Mitsubishi?
It's definitely a bold statement from them. They're not just trying to keep up with the competition. They're aiming to be a leader in the EV space. Time will tell if it's a true game changer, but it's definitely a car worth paying attention to.
Well said. Well, I think that about wraps up our deep dive into the new Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. Hopefully you've learned some interesting things about this car, and maybe you're even considering taking one for a test drive.
If you're in the market for a new SUV, I think this Outlander is definitely worth a look.
All right, folks, thanks for joining us. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.